ng BREN Esports.
And as you can see, we are in our drafting stage, and who will make the smart choices? Syempre, this is brought to you by Smart, the official tournament co-partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all.
Yes, and so far, no, so going back dun sa game na yun, no, just a quick one. So, ang nangyari dito kasi, no, parang ang ganda ng pagsabay. Lalo, sabihin na natin that match na naging 50-50 talaga, no? Tapos, specifically, nung nakuha nung BREN Esports, yung nakuha nila yung momentum, they get the first Lord, na naubos nila lahat ng outer turrets ng Signal Ultra. The only thing is, si Rhea was already there and na-pick off niya si Carl TZ. Yes, hindi nag-halt doon yung progression naman, or yung aggression rather dito ng Signal Ultra. They are forced to get the second Lord, and right after that, yun nga, like what Leo said, no, na naubusan na sila ng resources to the point na nakuha nga man nila yung Lord, naubos naman sila on the process. So right now, in terms of banning dito, mukhang BREN Esports are now targeting Imba DJ signature hero na Valier.
It gave them a lot of problems. May mga times doon na talagang sila na yung mananahig, sila na yung makakapasok na sila, pero ipo-push back lang sila. And matatapos yung buong initiation nila. Kumbaga yung effort mo na makalapit, natapos na doon. And for BREN Esports, since binan nga nila yung Valor, nandyan na din yung Uranus pick na available sa kanila.
Yes, and will Signal Ultra go back to what they used to draft? Like yung mga Rafaela na picks nila dito, will they be trying to do that? Or they would go to like an Alice, Benedetta, I think? Oh no, it's not open. So for Signal Ultra, that Valier talagang gumana yun para sa kanila. And not only that, no, kung isipin mo, no, ang daming nakukuhang objective ng BREN Esports early to mid game nung game number 2, pero the gold still on the lead dito ng Signal Ultra.
This is Rob. Nagulat ako dun sa dalawang binitawan ng BREN Esports into the banning phase.
I think
Johid Selena?
Yes, alam ko, I can see the frustration of others kasi
I'm not frustrated. I'm surprised na binitawan ng BREN Esports to, and for them na para ma-counter tong dalawang to, ang daming effort na kailangan nilang gawin.
Exactly. And I think they're really willing to give the Johet, no? Kumbaga parang naging trade yun eh. Since the Popalin Kupa actually did work for them on game number 1, the big question is, will they still pair up with this with Rafaela, which is yun nga, yung ginawa nila ng game number 1? But I think their second pick now is gonna be the Chango, which basically Rebo's MVP hero nung game number 1 ulit.
Tingnan natin kung paano ka-counter ng BREN Esports to. Tatandaan natin na kapag may mga heroes sa pinapakawalan dito yung mga teams, most likely baka meron silang counter.
Yes.
Meron namang paghahanda tong mga to. So it's not really out of the question. I'm just surprised na lumabas tong dalawang hero na to at hindi na contest. Parang dalawang power pick to na lumabas para Signal Ultra eh.
Exactly. Kumbaga itong dalawa na to, ano yan eh, talagang yan na yung the duo eh. Yung the tank support na yan, tapos sobrang aggressive pa niya. Alam mo yung, ang Johed kasi sobrang dami ng napoprovide niya sa team. Number 1, he can leash your jungler. Ang bilis na makukuha niya kagad yung buff kasi with just smart missiles. Then, you have this ejector for an easy pick off dito to anyone on the side ng BREN Esports. As in, literally anyone unless, syempre, naka-purify ka dito. So, Hayabusa will be the jungler ngayon dito ng Signal Ultra. I mean, in terms of the first 3 picks ngayon dito ng Signal Ultra, they are all damage output. And I think anyone from the side of BREN Esports could potentially be taken out. Kahit, at least these two, well, for Uranus, going into the late game, masasabayan pa rin yan ng Hayabusa.
Ang nakikita ko dito para kay Hayabusa kasi is, yung BREN merong Popolin Kupa. Tatandaan mo, kapag may Popolin Kupa ka, always automatic na merong dagdag na isang target.
I see.
So yung shadow kill na pinaplano mo, nag-burst down ka sa likod, mag-shuriken ka, legit na plano siya. Pero always remember, may chance na lumipat yung shadow kill dun kay Kupa. Yes. And at the same time, pareho lang din, sinasabi na natin na sinasabi to, pero we cannot emphasize this enough, yung Selena nadadagdagan ng isang target yung pana niya natatamaan.
Totoo yan, no? So, I really like dito, no? The band din ng BREN Esports, no? Kasi this Hayabusa can still go on to the gold lane. So, their BREN Esports are now respecting Janus na paggamit dito ng Lancelot, where basically in the first 2 games ang ganda sobra ng mga performance. I mean in terms of objective, halos sa kanila yung mga turtle with this combination, every turn draws and as well with the retribution, laging sa kanila. So now BREN Esports, they're not willing to give the momentum dito for the side of Signal Ultra, pero masasabi natin dito, Butters, Signal Ultra would want to take the early stages of the game against BREN Esports. Now, what's gonna be their ban? Show ang kanilang napili dito. Kumbaga, kung iisipin mo kasi, no, in terms of your side lane, you already have this Uranus, like a passive already. This is, kumbaga, ang tawag dito normally ng mga players is the sustain. Diba? So, you would want to have someone na hindi na passive, na someone that you could potentially join into team fights, katulad nung ng ginawa ng Signal Ultra kanina, na itong Uranus na to, iniiwan na lang nila sa bot lane eh.
That is a valid point. Pero kasi ang iniisip ko dito, Rob, kaya nila binan yung show, kasi isa yung clear na catch para kay Hayabusa.
Yes.
Kasi kumbaga, si Flap is known to be the top 1 show for a couple of seasons.
Yes.
I don't remember the season talaga, pero may season siya na siya yung nag-top 1 show. And kung ikaw si Imba DJ at alam mo yung potential ng player, nakalaro mo siya dati, alam mo kung paano mag-show, tatanggalin mo na lang yan. Kasi yan yung clear counter na meron dito yung BREN Esports sa Hayabusa nila.
Totoo. Or, there is also a possibility, no, na open kasi ang Claude dito eh. Signal Ultra, they actually did have a very greedy type of a draft nung game number 1, and they might actually try to do it again. But Signal Ultra will be going for a Rafaela. This is probably a Hayabusa jungler. Or then the Claude will be on the gold lane if ever napipiliin pa rin nila yung route na yun.
Ako towards
Bruno?
Naglilin ako towards side lane, gold lane, Hayabusa.
Oh.
Tapos kukuha sila ng possible Bruno, or sabihin natin isang possible marksman na pwedeng tulungan ng isang Rafaela. Ngayon, talagang pero sinasabi ng puso ko, pre, parang 50% na kay Bruno, yung 60% na kay Bruno yung lagay.
I was really mesmerized dito, no, with the pick of Signal Ultra, kasi I was thinking on how the position on the early stages of the game. Like, alam natin this Jawhead, and probably this is a side lane Jawhead. It could potentially, kasi I don't think that you would want to put a Selena on any of the gold or XP lane, like even the Rafaela. So, most of likely, those were on the mid lane. Jawhead is also known to be put on side lane roles.
But, historically speaking, dito sa MPL, may mga taong gumagamit ng side lane Selena. Naalala ko, execution ata si Sagitno.
Alright.
Si Sagitno.
Valid point.
Diba? Ginagamit nila yung side lane na Selena. So, it is still a possibility. And kung tinitignan ng Signal Ultra yung possibility na yon, let them have it. Ganun talaga yung area na yan. Pero Signal Ultra, sino na last na pipiliin nila? They go for a Bruno.
They go for a Bruno. Alright. Mga kaibigan, BREN Esports, they have a very successful na gamit dito for the side Alpha.
Rhea Jawhead.
Okay, so basically that's a side lane.
That's a side lane Jawhead. And still, it's still a good pick kasi nga tatandaan natin from way back season 3, season 2, ginagamit din naman talagang fighter yan eh. And fighter pa rin naman yung description sa isang Jawhead.
Exactly.
Ginagamit lang talaga natin as tank.
Yes, mas nasanay lang tayo siya makita on a couple of metas talaga na tinatank itong Jawhead na to. Now, Signal Ultra giving us, I think this probably one of the best draft na nagawa nila dito here on Season 7. Kumbaga, sabihin na natin na medyo BREN Esports might actually caught off guard, or probably baka the other way around, since nandito na naman, confident pa rin sila na ilapag dito ang Alpha na gumana sa kanila during game number 1.
Now, BREN Esports dito, kumuha sila ng Alpha. Nakita natin kung ano yung pressure na nabigay ng isang Alpha, Popolen Kupa, at Chango. Alam natin kung ano ginawa niya nung game number 1. And this is something na nakita na natin nung game number 1 for the side of BREN. Ngayon naman, Signal Ultra trying something new. Nilagay nila yung Jawhead dito sa may side lane. And may possibility pa nga, Rob, na baka subukan niya agawin yung isang buff dito nung side ng BREN.
Pwede. Actually, it could happen, but it might be a little bit too risky. Pero kasi ang difference dito, no, from the game number 1 ng BREN Esports, they don't have the Rafaela. it actually worked for them. Papalit mo pa, gumana rin dito with this Alpha kasi they have that kind of movement speed 'di ba? Na manggagaling from Rafaela, pero ngayon it's on the side of Signal Ultra. I can say in terms of early to mid game dito, Signal Ultra could really put up a fight dito. Though BREN Esports, they could potentially hold it since meron nga naman sila ditong Chango that could just simply use the meteor shower to shove up all the minion waves. Pero somehow it's a little bit passive. It still depends on how the early game works, pero hindi ito yung aggressive type ng ng lineup kasi you would want to wait at least level 4 para meron kang ultimate coming from the Angela. Pero yeah, this is the Butters. This is game number 3. It's really exciting to see na nakita na natin the first win ng Signal Ultra nung game number 2 kanina.
Ngayon, nakikita ko kasi yung Signal Ultra draft dito. And it seems to me na ang kailangan gawin ng BREN Esports dito is just to win early. Panalo nyo na maaga to, hindi nyo pwedeng bigyan ng breathing room yung Bruno. Kasi kapag kayong Bruno yung nakahanap ng way, kahit yung Heart Guard, yung Love Waves, hindi kakayanin yung damage output ng isang Bruno.
Agree. Sobrang masakit yung bola na yon, Butters. Kahit sabihin natin Raptor Machete and just one attack item lang dito para sa Bruno na to. Talagang kahit sino dito sa members ng BREN Esports, aside from the Uranus, talagang masasaktan.
Yan, nakikita nyo naman, nag-start agad dito si Janus doon sa may orange buff niya. Napaka-importante i-note niyan kasi kung iisipin mo, merong malaking chance na uminvade agad yung BREN dito given na sila yung mas stable and mas malakas na zoning potential.
Totoo, and I really like the positioning din kasi na ginawa doon ng tank and support ng Signal Ultra, no? So most likely nilagyan na ng trap yun ni Dot doon, kaya mabilis din nakuha nung Bruno, and their positioning, pinuntahan nila kagad yung mga brushes na malapit doon sa may orange buff para ma-secure agad dito ng Bruno yung kanyang orange buff. Now, I think I don't think then BREN Esports have the capability on invading in terms of the hero that they have right now. And Rebo dito, Butters, nagdedelikado dito sa side lane, Johead.
And makikita mo naman, ginamit ni Rhea yung flicker niya. And that means meron talagang intent na pauwiin o talagang i-take down etong si Rebo. Ngayon, si Rhea kumuha siya ng toughness boots, and that is going to be a way for him para kahit papano mas maging aggressive pa against Rebo Chango.
Oo, saka masakit din kasi talaga yung high and dry, Johead, given the smart missile, lalo na kung masolo ka. But speaking of solo si Rhea sa baba, na pick off siya ngayon dito nila Carl TZ.
And dito magiging maganda yung lineup na ginawa ng BREN, yung mga pa-pick off. Kasi talagang kailangan lang dito malapitan ni Lusty at matrap lang at manock up lang, and that is going to be a lot of layers ng control para sa side ng BREN.
Oo, and BREN Esports dito, Butters, but the arrow will connect doon sa may papalit ko. Hindi kasi ganun confident na sabayan dito ang BREN Esports.
Oy, pero dito si Janus nandun na sa may area, and Carl TZ dito na wave, na volley of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Carl TZ dito, tatakbo siya, and that's going to be Lusty going down. Rhea dito with the pick off. Kanino mapupunta? Kay Rhea mapupunta. Aquaboy dito naghahanap ng proper timing. Tingnan natin kung papasok ba siya. Hindi niya na itutuloy.
And not only that, and Butters, I think Signal Ultra did bounce back yung pick off doon sa kay Rhea sa may bot lane. Nabawi niya na yon kasi nakuha niya yung turtle. You also got a pick off with Lusty regardless na namatay siya doon. So Signal Ultra is actually having a great start dito sa ating third game dito against BREN Esports. Now, BREN Esports, they would like to force a reaction ngayon dito for Signal Ultra. Kanina pumasok doon si Carl TC, and parang halos na burst down kagad siya, nangalahati. Kaya napilitan dito si Few na sumanib sa kanya. Look at the damage of this Jawhead. Grabe, even a Uranus muntik pa.
And kung titignan mo kasi meron din high and dry dito si Rhea. So talagang mananakit kapag nalapitan ka yan, lalo na kapag 1v1. Ngayon, ang ganda ng pagkakagamit ni Janus doon ng Wave of the World. Talagang napalayo niya si Carl TZ, and he used it as a utility para hindi malapitan yung mga supports niya. Pwede mo din siya kasing gamitin na ganun kahit sabihin natin na kapag nag-bounce siya sa madami, mas magiging efficient at mas magiging may hit niya yung max potential niya. Pero kasi, kapag ka na-knockback mo lang, kahit saglit lang, para may breathing room lang yung supports mo para makatakbo, that's perfect for them.
Totoo, yung knockback nun no, nung ultimate ng Bruno, and not only that, no, mapo-force din kasi yung side ng BREN Esports na kahit paano maghiwalay saglit kasi you wouldn't want na mag-bounce in, bounce back lang sa inyo yung bola na yon. So now, right now mga kaibigan, medyo nagkakaroon tayo ng konting stalemate, but it's probably a ticking time para sa side dito ng BREN Esports. As Signal Ultra might actually have a better late game compared to the draft ngayon ng BREN.
Kung nakikita mo dito, in terms of damage output, sila Aqua Boy, si Janus, naghahanap lang sila ng way dito para talaga makakuha ng items eh. Yun lang inaantay nila. And as long as na-stall nila yung game, they are going to be fine with that. Lusty, tinamaan siya ng pana dito pero may Purify siya. And kung papasin mo yung lineup ng BREN, meron silang 4 na Purify dito at isang Retribution.
Oo, they wouldn't want na ma-lockdown ng isang Jawhead dito, and going back dito, andito nararamdaman na natin dito yung damage ng isang Bruno Butters.
And Cartesi tried to get away at nandoon si Aqua Boy! And Shadow Kill, ginamit na pero nandoon sa may minions tumama. Rhea going in. Uranus dito, mahuhuli siya. Pero that is a 1-for-2 trade that nakuha si Cartesi dito, which means walang retribution yung side ng BREN Esports.
Grabe yung ginawa ni Aqua Boy with the flank on the backlinks dito ng BREN Esports. Nagulo yung kanilang formation. Kumbaga, binabato-bato sila ng bola doon sa may harap. Sabay nagulat na lang silang bigla na nandun na pala yung Hayabusa. And that resulted a free turtle dito for the side of Signal Ultra. Unti-unti, nakakakuha ng mga objective dito ang Signal. BREN Esports have to think of a way paano ma-halt ang aggression dito ng Signal Ultra.
Binabaril unti-unti si Aqua Boy dito at isang bala na lang sana. Tutumba na siya pero makakataka siya with the Quad Shadow. At eto nakikita mo kung paano nagiging aggressive sila Janus dito. Janus with the Raptor Machete, Kekidat with the Clock of Destiny. Gano'ng ka-importante yun, Rob?
Malaki ang importance noon kasi in terms of sustainability. I mean, dito kasi sa isang sa Selena, you wouldn't want like a damage item. Lalo na kung support ka naman, you're not going for like a Calamity Reaper. Most of the time, Clock of Destiny, susundan nila yan like a Lightning Truncheon. Then probably you go for a Winter Truncheon right after or a Holy Crystal for more damage. Pero in terms of getting the Clock of Destiny, sustain. Kaya nilang i-sustain kahit anong teamfight pa.
Oy, pero sila yung DJ dito, masyadong malalim yung pinasok nila. Holy Baptism is up, pero habang nangyayari lahat yun, Few gets targeted, and Angela will go down. Aqua Boy dito, finding the right targets para sa Shadow Kill.
Anticipated ni Aqua Boy na naghihintay lang doon si Few sa likod na kung kailan siya gagamit ng Heart Guard. At nice one baby siya nung nakita niya mismo doon si Angela na mag-isa.
And look at this, ladies and gentlemen, Signal Ultra, sila ang nagdidictate ng galaw ng tao sa mapa.
Nasa kanila yung yung pacing talaga dito, Butters eh. Yung tempo nasa Signal Ultra. Not only that, even the gold nasa kanila. And Flap TC still very confident dito. Hindi naman siya dito tinamaan ng pana, pero I think this Jawhead na ginawang sideline dito ng Signal Ultra are really paying off sa kanila dito sa laro na to.
And tignan natin kung paano lalaban ang Alpha ni Cartesi dito against Janus na meron ng item. Tignan natin kung mahuhuli ba nila to. Cartesi will get a retribution, and that is going to be a win for BREN. Kahit papano hindi matutuloy ng Signal Ultra yung pagiging aggressive nila at pag-take down nila ng turrets.
Yes, I really like the discipline din from the side of Signal Ultra. Why? Kasi kung iisipin mo, Butters, pwede nilang i-contest yun eh. I think Aqua Boy was already on the mid lane. Pwede niyang gawin ulit yung kanyang pag-flank sa likod. Pero Few, hindi niya na hinintay na na umabot na kung kailan lang siya kailangan ni Cartesi, like kung kailan mawalan ng HP, pumasok na siya kagad. Para mas kumbaga secured na, at least nandun na ako kagad. Hindi na maulit yung nangyari doon sa may top lane na na-pick up pa siya ng isang Hayabusa. But yeah,
ang ganda na ginagawa ng Signal Ultra dito, but BREN Esports, they still have a chance to turn this around. Ganito yung nakikita nating mga games na talagang nag-shine yung BREN Esports. But the thing is, parang hindi din nagkakaroon ng pagkakamali yung Signal eh. Kasi wala yung mga openings for BREN eh.
Oo. Ang mahirap pa dito, for the side of BREN Esports, it's like they have this Uranus that could potentially hold isang sideline. Pero in terms of mobility, Hayabusa could just turn things around. Pwede siyang lumipat sa top, pwede siyang lumipat sa baba. Kumbaga, there might actually come to a point na baka maging reactive dito ang BREN Esports. And BREN Esports, their draft are very strong when they are together, when they are on fives. Pero Signal Ultra, in terms of mobility, they could probably change their strategy na, wag natin sabayan. Pwede tayong sumigway lang muna tayo and let them get risky plays.
Berserker's Fury. Now, in the hands of Janus at yung damage output niya ay tumaas lang lalo. Yung critical ng mga volley na iti-take niya, talagang kailangan nyo abangan yan kasi baka makabura yan agad-agad nang hindi nyo napapansin.
Totoo, and given these two mages, Angela and Shanghao dito, they're very squishy dito. Look at that critical, 2,400. Tingin ko, Butters, dalawang ganyan lang kaya nyo na mapatumba kagad dito. Either of the two supports dito ng BREN Esports. And
you know what? Isa pang tinignan kong factor dito na kung bakit ang ganda na nakakuha na siya ng Berserker's Fury, pwede na nila i-take down agad si Kupa.
ay, totoo yan.
Pwede nila i-take down agad yung Kupa, mababawasan na isang target at kung ano man yung gusto nilang gawin, it will go doon sa mga heroes at hindi doon sa alaga.
Kumbaga, pwede nilang i-force na pag-ultimate na kagad yung Popol in Kupa. Kasi medyo malambot yun di ba? Pagka hindi siya naka-ultimate yung aso ni Popol. And yeah, I agree, no? Yung damage output ngayon dito ng Bruno ng Signal Ultra, kumbaga nagiging malaking problema talaga para sa side dito ng BREN Esports. And now, they're eyeing to get the outer turret dito sa my bottom lane. Kumbaga, ang shot call na dito ng Signal Ultra is just to take objective, no?
And talagang pinipace lang nila yung sarili nila na hindi nila kailangan magmadali. Kasi, in terms of scaling naman, you would want a Bruno and the Hayabusa na aabot ng late game. Kahit nga isama mo na dyan si Rhea na Johed
Exactly. And I think even kay Kadat is really providing visions dito with this abyssal trap dito. Kung mapapansin mo, both of them have traps naman. Pero since the Lord already respond dito, will BREN Esports confident enough to take the Lord since they are very strong na magkakasama sila dito? Are they confident to do it? Pero kung titignan mo, no, Aqua Boy almost get few once again with a shadow kill.
Ito yung mga certain situations na hinahanap talaga nila na pick off lang ang magiging kasanggaan nila dito, and Flap TZ, siya ay mapapatalon at nahuli nila dito si Kekedot. Meron ba siyang dash out and Wave of the World magagamit para isalba si Kekedot?
Oh no, it's actually very risky no na nag-dash in doon yung Selena, not knowing na meron palang andun pala halos lahat ng mga members dito ng BREN Esports. But yes, wala namang casualty for the side of Signal Ultra. Rhea almost get the turret onto the bottom lane. Now Signal Ultra, ito na naman yung Lord dance natin, Butters, the Cha-Cha effect. Kumbaga, sinusubok-subukan nilang bawasan dito yung Lord para mag-react ang BREN Esports. Ang tanong, tutuluyan yata ng BREN Esports to at kukunin ang Lord.
Sino nga ba mananaig sa Retribution battle natin? Angela sumapi na, kaya nandun sa may pinakalikod. Kurt Lizzie na control dito. Rebo will get that Lord and Signal Ultra dito. Napigilan sila. Popol Kupa is down. Yung pana, hindi tatamaan si Reynos. And that is going to be the stalling mechanics for the side of BREN Esports na agaw nila yan. Now, pwede nilang gamitin yung pang stall at pwede nilang gamitin yung para maging aggressive.
Pwede talaga. Pero ang gusto kong itanong sa iyo, Batos, anong meron kay Rebo? Bakit back to back nakaka-steal sila ng Lord? Yung kaguran niya kanina, ngayon naman yung kanyang Chango. Wow! On point talaga dito si Doc Rebo, mga kaibigan. This Lord might potentially get defended pa rin naman para sa side dito ng BREN Esports, or rather ng Signal Ultra. Tingin ko naman, they just want to clean. They just want to choke out Signal Ultra. Kung papansinin mo, Carl TC nandun siya sa top lane. Kumbaga, hindi nila sinasabayan yung Lord. They just want to take the map. Kumbaga, gusto lang muna nilang paliitin ang mapa ng Signal Ultra.
Tatandaan mo, yung tinanong mo sa akin question, baka GOAT yan. Baka GOAT yan. The greatest of all time.
Greatest indeed of all time dito. Doc Rebo getting that Lord. Kumbaga, lampas pa siya sa mga retribution ng kanyang mga jungler Kumbaga, what is retri if you have Rebo?
What is retri? Paper only.
Diba?
Hindi, pero alam mo, si Rebo kasi, sabihin na lang natin na yung damage output niya, perfect talaga pang steal yung Lord. Ngayon, kung isipin mo, Meteor Shower, tuloy-tuloy na damage siya, constant damage siya for a certain amount of seconds, si Janos at si Carl, hindi nila nagamit yung retribution nila, pero dahil nga may pressure dun sa may mapa, talagang hindi mo mapipihit yon at the perfect time kapag ka meron nang napipressure sa'yo.
Agree. Kumbaga, yung may anxiety ka din, kung itutuloy mo, kung baka kasi ma-out of position ka. And yeah, pero so far dito, mga kaibigan, na even out ng BREN Esports dito yung aggression. Pero still, we are still looking at a Bruno that potentially might actually go into a very late game with a complete item. Nakita na natin to from time and time again. Bruno, pagka nag-complete yung item yan, sobrang sakit. Pero almost, Aqua Boy. Pero sa likod lap TC.
Pwede yung ma-takedown to and shadow kill para makatakas, pero babalik siya doon sa may ilalim. And that's going to be Aqua Boy going down. Sobrang successful nung naging pick-off na pinaplano dito ng BREN Esports. Signal Ultra, kumuha naman sila ng turret doon sa may bottom lane.
Yes, ang naging trade na lang doon is the outer turret on the bottom lane. And very unfortunate, na pick off doon si Aqua Boy. This mid inner turret dito ng Signal Ultra mukhang ipo-force ngayon dito ng BREN Esports. So somehow, in terms of gold, I think sobrang dikit, or rather it's on the side of BREN Esports, pero mukhang we're really looking on a very late game dito, Butters, or probably another Lord na magiging point of contention of both of the teams as both of them are trying to get their vision on the map.
Ako, titignan ko talaga dito, Lord na lang eh. Yung 60 seconds na yan, napaka-importante niyan para kay Lusty at kay Kekedot. Yung mga traps nila, kung saan nila ipipwesto yan, it will give them information. Kapag nakuha nila information na yon, dun magde-decide ng pwesto yung team nila. Pwestuhan na ang laban dito kung paano ka magse-secure ng tamang Lord take.
Oo. Ang problema kasi, for the side of Signal Ultra in terms of team fight, wala silang definite burst para sa Alpha that could just simply put them down, like probably a Lunox na pwede siyang tunawin agad-agad. Yes, may damage dito yung marksman, pero given that the support na manggagaling from the Angela and meron pang meteor shower na kadalasan sinasabay pagka sumusugod sila dito nila Carl TC. In terms of team fight talaga dito, BREN Esports, I think they are on the upper hand. Pero in terms of mechanically pag-ikot sa team fight, Signal Ultra, they could probably outmaneuver dito ang side ng BREN Esports. Ginagawa yun ni Aqua Boy sa likod. One of the reason kung bakit kailangan din nakadikit yung Angela sa kanyang jungler, or probably with the Popalin ko pa, kasi pwede siyang ma-pick off. Hindi siya pwedeng yung sobrang nasa likod lang. Yung solo-solo siya.
And while you were talking, Rob, dag-up na ang ating Luminous Lord. Tignan natin dito kung ano ang gagawin ng both teams. Kung napapansin mo, si Aqua nandun siya sa may taas. Sinusubukan niya i-shove yung lane doon pababa sa side ng BREN. Alam nila na kapag may nag-auto push na lane para sa kanila, that is going to be a big advantage if ever man ma-take down etong turret na to at mabuksan yung base ng BREN Esports.
Oo, ganun. Kumbaga parang nagkakapaan na lang sila dito, Butters, and I really agree na hindi nila pwedeng basta-bastang iwan doon si Aqua Boy sa may top lane. That's one of the reason why Flap TC has to man him out. Kumbaga, they would be fighting for like a 4v4 situation sa may Lord if in case na mangyari yon at maiwan si Hayabusa, and as well, itong Uranus na mag one-on-one. Now, BREN Esports are trying to poke the Lord. Will they want to go with it since baka maano na naman maiba na naman yung storya. At kanina, nakuha nila yung Lord pero naubos naman sila. And game number 3, you wouldn't want to happen that once again.
Now, the Lord take is onto the side of, sabihin na lang natin, BREN, sila yung nakapwesto ng tama dito, while the side of Signal Ultra, sila yung nagpaplano ng recapture nung area na yan. At sinusubukan talaga nila magkaroon ng re-entry dito, but still, yung Lord, bumababa na yung buhay. Last dito will be the target, Carl TZ. Ginamitan ng Heart Guard and the damage output na nanggagaling dito sa members sa side ng Signal Ultra. And this is going to be an all-out team fight. BREN Esports gets the Lord. Janos dito, pinipilit nila Pew. And Rhea will go down. Janos will go down as well. Imba DJ dito, pinipilit i-heal si Kekedot. Silang dalawa ang tumatakbo dito at silang dalawa ang buhay. Pero si Aqua Boy din dito, Nasa area siya, pwede siyang kumuha ng pick-off dito. Meron siyang shadow kill. Paano niya gagamitin to?
Yon ang malaking tanong kung paano niya gagamitin. Hindi rin siya makakita ng opportunity dahil dikit-dikit din talaga yung mga members dito ng BREN Esports. Alam nila, nangyari na yon kanina. Yun, na-force out na lang dito si Aquaboy na gamitin yung kanyang shadow kill just to clear the wave on the mid lane para hindi sila ma-pressure na magkakasabay lahat na darating yung mga minion dito ng BREN Esports. But still, BREN Esports securing that Lord with Carl TZ.
Kekedot, Imba DJ, sila ang naatasan na magdepende dito sa may taas. Pero wala silang damage. Kailangan nila si Aquaboy. Janus dito lumabas with a superhero dash.
Oo. I like how Carl, etong yung pag-zone out eh. I think doon sa team fight sa Lord pit na yon. Si-zone out sila doon ni Lusty together with Flap TC. Umabot doon sa point na out-sustain na nung Uranus dito yung damage ni Janus and it's actually been picked off from that turret or for that Lord fight. So now we're back to square one dito. Butters defended, walang base turret sa taas pero still BREN Esports, they're very disciplined. Ayaw nilang pilitin na kunin pa yung mga ibang base turrets dito ng Signal Ultra and probably we might actually have to wait for another Lord.
And mas naging, sabihin na lang natin, aggressive dito yung BREN in terms of positioning. Tignan mo kung saan sila ngayon. Nasa jungle sila nung kalaban and si Carl TZ nga nag-iisa dito sa may orange side. So, ibig sabihin talaga, yung confidence ng BREN bumalik na dito, 2 Lords na punta sa kanila. And to be honest, ang dami ng times na pwede sanang tapusin ng Signal Ultra to kung nakukuha nila yung Lord. But every single time na ipipilit nila, BREN Esports ang nakakuha.
Oo. That 2 Lords na nanggaling from BREN Esports are really paying off sa kanila dito. Look at the meteor shower. Grabe yung damage ng Chango.
Oh my goodness, look at that. Si Rhea dito natumba, pero ito, Wave of the World will hit 2 people, pero that's not going to be enough damage. Si Lusty dito nahuli ng pana, pero that's way too risky. Ando din si Ribo sa area.
Oh no, look at that positioning from Flap TC. Ganun siya, grabe yung confidence niya dito. Alam niya na hindi siya kayang i-burst down even that with yung lock item na isang Bruno. Now, mukhang mauubos na ngayon ang base turret dito ng Signal Ultra. Konti na lang Butters at mawawala na ng mga torre dito ang Signal. And they will be on defensive mode. Kahit sabihin na natin maghahintayan pa tayo ng susunod na Lord, mas mahihirapan sila ngayong lumabas ng kanilang base.
Kumuha na ng halberd dito si si Aquaboy. Ito na. Kailangan nila laban sa laban kay Flap, kailangan nila. Pero Imba DJ dito, kinain niya yung ultimate dito ni Ribo, and Ribo just dealing so much damage. Kekedot dito, dash in, dash out. Janus trying to take down etong si Popon, pero si Kupa, but still, fact remains, basag pa rin yung turrets dito ng Signal Ultra, and the only turret na meron sila dito is going to be the base turret. Exactly.
Kanina, ito rin, rather on the second game, ito rin yung mismong gumana for the side of Signal Ultra. This Uranus, one of the reason bakit pinriority ng BREN ang pag-pick na to, kasi they know na ganito yung mangyayari, na kaya nilang sabayan, na kayang isustain nila dito yung mga magiging damage given na makuha pa nila yung Rafaela Bruno, the Brunella nga, ika nga dito. And now Butters, once again, nabuhay na naman dito si Lord. And looking at the position dito ng BREN, they would want to take it now.
Oh my goodness, and this goes down the line, ladies and gentlemen. Signal Ultra, paano nila i-contest tong Lord na to? Kailangan nila to para mapigilan ang pagkapanalo ng BREN Esports. And Janus dito, getting knocked up. Janus nasa gitna ng lahat. Imba DJ, hindi niya kaya isalba yung kanyang jungler doon. Carl TZ trying to chase them down. Carl TZ dito with the help of you, mazozone nila yung mga tao dito sa side ng Signal, at yung Signal dito, kahit pa paano yung minions sila nakikipagkapit bisig.
Oo.
Nag-take down ng turret dun sa may mid.
Exactly. Na-shove nila yung mid lane, kaya medyo matagal mag-a-approach yung Lord dito. Pero Butters, this is level 3 Lord. Not only that, wala silang torre dito. They don't have a very clear minion wave. So ngayon, ito ang magiging problema. Paanong depensa ang gagawin dito ng Signal Ultra?
Kailangan nila lumaban sa labas, kasi pag hindi, mag-charge yung Lord na yan papunta dun sa base nila, at Yun yung ginagawa nila ngayon. Tignan natin yung damage output dito. Few with a heart guard. Pinipilit nila i-take na si Cartesi dito, but the damage is way too much. And that is going to be BREN Esports getting the 2-1.